Greetings, trans fans, and welcome to another Lexitron review, and welcome back to Grimlock Week. Today I am reviewing for you the Takara Tomy masterpiece, Grimlock. Now, before we get into the figure itself, let's just take a quick look at the box. As you can see, here's the front of the box. Great product shots, both modes beautifully represented here. We got this information right here that tells you this is Masterpiece Grimlock. Pay no attention to the little dent in my box. I'm sad about it, but... And then the other side, Masterpiece Grimlock, MPO8, just in case we forgot. And then the bottom, another notification, this is Masterpiece Grimlock, and a bunch of Japanese writing that I do not understand. And then the back of the box, we have more obligatory product shots, robot mode, dino mode, and this cute little scenic image of Grimlock tearing it up out there in nature. And then we have all these other pictures that show us, you know, what we can do with all of his accessories and all the things that different things that he comes with. And then there is just, and it's all in Japanese, so I don't know what it means. But anyway, there's the box. Fantastic. Woo! So let's get started, shall we? Alright, so here he is. Masterpiece Grimlock in robot mode. This is the Takara Tomy version of Masterpiece Grimlock, and he does differ slightly from the Hasbro version. And I don't have the Hasbro version, so unfortunately I can't really do that kind of comparison for you. All I can say is that I know that the paint scheme is a little different. The shade of silver that they used is different. And he came with different accessories, and there are some differences in dino mode, but I will talk about those later on. So let's just talk about Grimlock's robot mode for a minute. Can anyone say perfect? Can anyone say that, oh my goodness, this just looks awesome? I mean, this is Grimlock from the 1980s. This is TV accurate Grimlock. This is Generation 1 Grimlock in his truest, most epic representation yet. Everything is here. They've got all the colors right. They've got everything right with this guy. I mean, they've got all these little molded in details on his shoulders, you know, and in his legs. Just all this little detail work that just really is wonderful to see. And take a good look at his face, ladies and gentlemen, if I can look at that. I mean, that's Grimlock. That head sculpt is just takes my breath away. And there is one little thing about his head that I will talk about real quick. With this particular Transformer, you can now, if you read the comics and you watch the show, you'll notice that in the show and in the comics, his eyes are different color. In the show, they're blue, and in the comics, they're red. And on the G1 toy, the eyes were red. So Takara gave us the option of which color you would prefer. And I have him with the blue eyes, because I personally just like the blue eyes better. But there is a little lever right at the top, that little red lever right there. You can just pull on that and change his eye color. So that's really cool. That's really, really nifty. As far as articulation goes in robot mode, he is connected at the shoulders with a ball joint. So he does have 360 here. He also has a swivel here for a total 300, pretty much 360 degree motion here. He has an elbow joint here that he can bend his elbows back and forth. And if you lift his claws up, he does have the full 360 degrees of motion in his hands. Now his hands, they are articulated pretty much the same way that all of the Masterpiece Seekers have had their hands molded. He has one individual finger that you can pull out a ways, and then he has the other three that come apart, but they're all jointed together. He does not have another. He does not have another joint in his forefinger like Masterpiece Soundwave or Thundercracker, and his thumb does pull out a ways here. So his hands do have a good degree of motion and whatever else. Now in his hips, he does have some hip rotation here, and he does have a swivel at his hips here. He's got a nice ratchety knee joint. Oh, listen to that. Oh, and it's pretty tight still, and I've had this guy for a while, and this joint is still pretty tight, so that's pretty impressive. Now his feet don't really... he does have a little motion in his foot here for posing and whatever else, but for the most part this is all one unit and you really can't do anything with it. That being said though, you can pose him pretty well. He does have a good range of motion. Now, from my experience transforming this guy, because I've transformed this guy a lot since I got him, after a while, this whole section in here, and in his hips, after you've transformed it a number of times, I don't know what it is, but it all in mine got a little loose, and so posing him in robot mode sometimes can be a little bit of a pain, just because this whole section in here has just gotten a little loose over time. So just kind of be wary of that, I guess. The loose joints, I suppose. And in his chest, he does have an Autobot logo in his chest. And during the transformation process between robot to Dino and back, this disappears in robot mode and in Dino mode and comes back via transformation. Now that's very cool. That in Dino mode the logo disappears, because on the show the logo wasn't there. However, now when I transform him, sometimes it's a pain in the butt to get the logo to actually pop back up. So these just little things here and there that just, over time, you know, if that starts to happen, just be wary of it. It's not a big deal, but I mean, robot mode he just looks flawless. He comes with 2 weapons for robot mode. He comes with his laser gun that he had in the show, and he comes with his Energo sword, which he had in the show. These are also 2 weapons that the original G1 toy came with. So they did give us this. And the really, really cool thing is when you plug either one of these into Grimlock's hands, all you do is this fist, and I should have mentioned this earlier, this fist is shaped differently than his other fist. This one actually has no articulated fingers. It just has a hole, just a plug-in hole for his weapons. And I should have made that clearer earlier, and I apologize for that. But this is just a fist. You can't do anything with it, but you plug in his gun, and you take, there's a button right back here. You just push this right here, and it lights up his weapons. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. There you go. His weapons do light up. Unfortunately, my lighting situation, it doesn't really show up that well, but it really just works fantastically. And you can do the same thing with the sword. You plug in his sword, you push the button, and the same thing, you get the same type of a thing. Now, under better lighting circumstances, this really does look really awesome and does light up very, very well. You're just going to have to trust me on this. But this, it really, really does look fantastic when it's all lit up with the proper lighting. Now, he came with these for his robot mode. Now, the Takara Tomy version of Grimlock comes with a lot of other accessories. Those are specifically for Dino mode. Now, the Hasbro Grimlock just came with these two weapons and the crown. Now, the Takara version did not come with the crown. However, there is an upgrade kit that is available for this Grimlock that comes with his goblet, the small jet, and his crown. So you can get the crown for him without having to buy a whole other Masterpiece Transformer.